With the new basketball season, in general, what are your expectations for this year? New conference, new team, new everything.
Yeah, actually, it's an exciting time for our basketball programs, for the athletic programs here at Jewel, and I quite honestly, I'm not sure what to expect with the Great Lakes Valley Conference. I'm more familiar with the MIAA and that Division II conference and playing them, and we've always done well with those schools. It's a process, learning that, and I'm excited about it, and I think our players are. As far as what type of players we need, and on that, I'm not sure. I'm expecting, and you know me well, I expect to go in and compete, whenever we step on the court, and so that doesn't change. It's made recruiting, more kids look at us than what they did before, and so that part is fun. But I think our players are excited about the new challenge that we'll have and that we'll face every day, and the group that we have has really embraced that and has come in and worked really hard. And I think a lot of people judge your success on your wins and losses. And I think in the end you do that also as a coach. But I want to be able to step in there and compete. I think a lot of people think when you make that move that you're going to automatically struggle right away. And I'm hoping to be able to step on the court, and at the end of the game, the team that we played knows that we're right there, and we can play with them.
Speaking of recruiting, you started the process of expanding your recruiting when the NCAA move was announced 2-3 years ago. And do you have those kind of players now, and are they significantly different players than you would have had at the NAIA level?
We have a couple players that probably would not have come to William Jewell had we still been at the NAIA. I think one of the reasons that we were successful at the NAIA level is that we had players that could play at the D2 level. And I think one of the ways for us to be successful at NCAA Division II is to get some players that can also play at the Division I level. And so, with the recruiting part, we've expanded it a little bit more with the Midwest. We also still want to stay with our local players, because I think, we've got a lot of great players here in the Kansas City area, and to be able to keep them here at home and to get, with William Jewell and our reputation academically and athletically, I think is a draw. And then the NCAA brand has helped out an awful lot. But we're expanding it a little bit because of how many MIAA schools are here, in junior colleges. I think, when you look at in Iowa, there's only one NCAA Division II school in the whole state, and so I think that would be a draw there. There's a lot of NAIA schools in NCAA Division III, and they actually have 4 Division I schools there. But it's not a far drive. It's coming down a little warmer from Iowa, but it's I think that's one place that we really want to start hitting. We've got Indiana, and when you look at our new conference where we're playing, I think we can expand it because we'll go out and they'll get a chance to see a chance to play out in that area. So we've got players from Indiana, and we'll continue to look at that. And I have a new assistant coach with Steve Broughton, and he's been coaching in this area for a long time and has a lot of connections. So we still, again, want to really stay with the Missouri, Kansas draw, but we did bring in 8 players this year, and it's been good, and some of those kids were from further away.
Before we leave the idea of the new conference, who do you expect to be good in the GLVC?
I'm more familiar with just our side. And Drury typically has had a great basketball tradition. And last year we went down there. They were a little down last year, which is scary, because when we went down there and played them, they pretty much handled us pretty easily. So I know there'll be a challenge right away. Quincy University, who had J.D. Gravina, who was my assistant coach a long time ago and played basketball here and just left for a Division I job, won the conference last year, and and a lot of those players are returning. So I know they'll be able to step in right away and be there and be a challenge for us right away. I'm not so familiar with the east side, and I need to get more familiar with that. But I think every game is going to be a challenge, and I think every game we're the new team in the conference, and so everybody's going to be a little more keyed in on you guys and kind of wanting to show you that this is a tough conference, and kind of show that it's going to take a while. So I'm expecting every game to really be competitive, but I'm really excited about getting into the Great Lakes Valley. What a great conference, and they fit William Jewell so well with the academic and athletic base there, and a lot of those schools are very strong academically and very much like Jewell, and so it's an exciting time for us.
Last year, you had significant playing time from a lot of young kids. Or is that kind of the nucleus of who you're building around this year?
We have Chelsea Meeks, who's a sophomore, who's freshman of the year in the conference, and Cassie Nicolay, who's also a sophomore, who's all-conference player. And so those kids got, obviously a lot of playing time young. And we have Katie Colby, who's somebody that doesn't get a lot of playing time, but she's our only senior. And, one of the things I think we've been really good this year as far as bringing in the team, and with 8 new players it takes a little bit to gel, but she has just done an incredible job of really making the team come together and leading us, and with her work ethic, she kind of knows she's been a part of our success in the past as a freshman and sophomore, both going to the national tournament and last year being a little bit down, having some close games, and I know she's really focused on getting us back to where we need to be. Holly Schweitzer is a player that started off and on, kind of dealt with some illness last year, but she has been incredible this year and just has come in with, you just see a determination and a work ethic that's been really exciting and leading with us also. And so I'm excited about the returning kids, and then with the new kids coming in to fit in. It's exciting as a coach to see the pieces come together and what places work, what things we need to work on, and every year's, even if you have all the kids returning, every year's a new year, and that's what's exciting. There's just different parts that make your team go, and you're going to have to figure that out.
Tell us about some of the new players. I know you've got especially a junior college transfer you're very excited about.
Yeah, we have Caitlin Wood from Iowa. She was an All-American player at Des Moines Area Community College, and she was a pretty tough recruit job. She really loved Jewell. Was really focused on going into physical therapy or somewhere in the sciences, and obviously William Jewell is a great draw for her there. We did compete with a couple Division I schools and some other Division II schools to get her here, and it came down between a Division I and us, and she decided William Jewell, and we're pretty thankful that she did. She's just a great player. She understands the game so well, and I think that's her big selling point is she just knows where to go. She can find the ball. She can play inside and out, and top everything off, she's just such a great person and just fits in really well and has her priorities straight. She, when it came down to choosing the school, she wanted to choose a school that was going to challenge her most academically and get her to where she wants to be. And so that says a lot about the person that she is. That was what was the deciding factor for her. And then basketball was second. That's what it needs to be. But she's made quite a difference for our team right away, just for her competitiveness. And it's kind of like having a coach on the floor. And she just relates really well with the players, but gets them to the right places and just reads things really well.
Freshman girls?
Freshman girls, we have a player from Blue Valley that, again, she was also a player that we had to compete with some D2 schools and some D1 schools, and she's going to play point guard for us and just does a great job. But whenever you have all these new players, you still have a system in place. It takes them a while to kind of learn our system. And one of the challenges that we have this year, and I'm excited about it also, is we also have a new coaching staff with Steve Broughton, and he's just been so successful. I'm very fortunate to have him, and he's bringing in some new ideas. And we've always been very much press team. I think one of the challenges that I've had is I've always done the same press, and at the Division II level, the press that we've done I don't think will be quite as effective. So he's done some different things, and so we've adapted to that. So it's kind of a learning curve for our older players too. But there's a learning curve for those new kids coming in, so you have to be kind of patient with them. So some of your returners have a step up on them, but you can kind of see them coming along. And it's really a competitive group. So if I would have to name my top freshmen, my top returners, I still haven't done that. After every practice, we'll sit down and kind of see where we are in our top 10, and I think just about every day it changes a little bit, and from a coaching standpoint, that's exciting. That means that those kids are being really competitive with each other out in practice.
Finally, if you could pick 1, 2, 3 things that are going to make you successful this year, what would you pick?
I've talked to the players about that today, this morning in practice. We've always outworked people. We're going to be out talented. Just moving from NAI to NCAA Division II, we're going to be out talented early. But one thing and we were out talented sometimes in the NAI level. We always outwork people, and that's one thing that you got to stress every day. If there's a loose ball, you want to see 2 people diving after it, and I think that's going to be something for us to be successful. Is that they've got to understand where I am with effort. Other coaches have different things, but I'm just really a big person that you go after every play. I think we have 16 players. Our family, creating the family team dynamic where, and it's pretty competitive. There's 3 or 4 kids that have probably separated themselves a little bit, but boy, that middle of the pack is really competitive. And being able to, and that's hard for anybody, being able to work hard, practice hard, and realize that if you don't get on the court, you made that person that might be on the court representing our team on the floor better. And our teams have always done that and have done well with that. And the other thing for us is, I've always been an up-tempo team, and I think with we have 16 players. You're not going to be able to play 16, but I do like to play 10 to 12 players. And buying into the system, when you have this many new players and then we're changing some things, sometimes people question a little bit if it's not working exactly how it did, and it's maybe a little bit out of their comfort zone. And buying into the program and buying into the style that we play. And I'll tell you what, we have a great group of players that are doing that, and I think it'll be exciting for people to come watch us play. And I'm excited to get them out there and play, and it's been a lot of fun so far.